Hey everybody, it's Merkel, and in this one we're going to go into detail about the new sub-races. That's right, they were actually confirmed. All that data mining ended up true. In fact, there was actually some things missed in the data mining. There's actually more than was found. So, now there isn't a whole lot to say about these. There just wasn't a huge amount of information given about them. But, of course, I'll explain what I can with what I saw. So as you can see, the models are pretty nice looking. Everything you see is a sub-race that is going to be available coming with the next expansion. When the expansion finally goes live, you'll be diving into a series of quests where you embark to get these new races to join into your faction. I guess they're not really new races, just old races that are joining. So for the Alliance, you get Void Elves, Dark Iron Dwarves, I'm really liking the Dark Iron Dwarf idea, and Lightforged Draenei. And as for the Horde, you'll be recruiting the Zandalari, the Nightborn, and the High Mountain Tauren. So you may be curious why a certain race is joining your faction, but it will all be unveiled during the quest line. That's why they aren't just giving us the races right after purchasing the expansion. And honestly, I think it's a great way to implement them, as it allows you to see the lore and the story behind each of these decisions, or why they're joining. I just really like that idea, so I'm glad they're not just handing them over as soon as the expansion starts. Now, once you have your respective storyline complete for whatever race you choose, it will now be unlocked on your account, and you're free to start playing that race as soon as you like. This also means, if you so choose, you're more than welcome to pay for a race change at the normal price, and then boom, you'll be the new race. However, there are benefits to leveling each of these races on their own. Not only do they immediately start at level 20, meaning you can mount up as soon as you log in pretty much. They may even give you the first mount with the character, you know, it'd be really cool. But you also get these respective armors as a transmog once the character hits level 110. So every armor you've seen on these guys is their cosmetic armor that race unlocks. And it doesn't even matter what class you decide to play for each of these races, because it is a cosmetic item. So therefore, any armor specialization can wear it. Plate, leather, cloth, mail, it doesn't matter. Anybody can wear any piece because it's cosmetic. Very nice. And lastly, each of these new races is going to have new racials. They aren't definite yet, so they could change at any time, but at BlizzCon they did have 2 races available to play, and their racials are as follows. The High Mountain Tauren has an ability called Rugged Tenacity, which reduces damage taken by 330. I imagine this scales with levels, because 330 at 120 is going to be a fly probably doesn't even hit that low. They have Pride of Ironhorn. You have a plus 15 mining skill, and you mine faster, as opposed to the regular Tauren, Herbalism. So, there you go, mining increase. Mountaineer. This increases your versatility by 1%. Pretty basic, obviously. Bull Rush. Much like the Stomp, but even more powerful, I would say, because you charge forward and then you knock them down for 1.5 seconds, 2-minute cooldown on that. So it's kind of like the Stomp, you know. And finally, Waste Not, Want Not. You have a chance to loot additional meat and fish, which sounds really crazy for resource collecting. Very nice as a farming class, I guess, if you were to have that. Especially if they could be druids, like, I don't know, sounds crazy, but yeah, that's a nice ability. And then for the Alliance, Lightforged Draenei was available, and their racials were Light's Judgment. Call down a strike of holy energy, dealing 5,150 holy damage to enemies within 5 yards after 3 seconds. 2.5-minute cooldown. Again, this likely scales with your own level and your gear. So, you know, that's how it works. Forge of Light. Summon a Forge of Light, which allows blacksmithing. So you can blacksmith on this Forge of Light. And they have a base plus 10 to their blacksmithing level. I suppose this is handy. Demon Bane. Increase the experience gained from killing beasts by 20%. Why beasts and not actually demons? The name's Demon Bane. You'd think it would be demons, but I imagine it's because there will be just so few demons in the next X-Pack, and maybe in the one following that, because Sargeras is defeated, so it wouldn't make sense to put a demon boosting ability when we probably won't see demons for a while. So I guess that's why they chose 20% on Beast, which is a hefty amount, by the way. Holy Resistant. It reduces their holy damage taken by 1%, which makes sense. And the last is Final Verdict. When you die, the light avenges you, dealing 1,162 holy damage to enemies within 8 yards and heals allies for 1,383. This is obviously a PvP talent. It sounds quite sick, to be honest, but it basically has no use in PvE. You don't want to die when you're fighting anything in PvE, so I guess it does have a use, right? If you do die, it's obviously going to proc, but I mean, you know, in PvP, that's where you'd expect this would come in hand. Anyways, that's really all there is to say right now about these. They did add that they have intentions of adding more sub-races in the future, and I would like to see more, obviously. These are just the current ones that are coming now. So maybe we'll see different types of orcs at some point. That would be really nice. And of course, I know people would love to see Vrykul as a human variant or a human possibility. I would. That would be awesome. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. And of course, I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.